Hello everybody, welcome back. This is the Vintage Sewing Machine Garage, and I am making for you a video of a machine I've just completed restoration on. It is called the Arrow Stitchmaster. You will see some videos I made earlier, actually when I first got the machine, talking about it. But I wanted to show it to you today. I call this my pinball machine. It's 1950s, made in Japan, and it has a lot of the aesthetics of that time. You see two-tone color. You see a logo here, and like many of the logos, see if I can zoom in here, you'll notice that it's, let's see if I can get even closer in. It has a little coat of arms here, you know, to make it sound official, I suppose. And then down here, you'll see another plate that says M-29Z precision built ZigZag, and it even has a little the little head of a knight in armor. You see a lot of the design elements of this machine are straight out of the 50s. You have lots of stylized and embellished pieces. You have not only do you have chrome, you have this sort of gold tone chrome. I think I mentioned in the video I made when I first got this that it reminds me of either a jukebox or a pinball machine, maybe a pachinko machine from Japan. But anyway, this machine is one of those that was built by Toyota. Toyota had, even today, I think you can see the Toyota name on machines. But in the 1950s, Toyota was making sewing machines, private label, and they made at least two, and there may have been other brands. One was called the Arrow brand, and the other was called the Morse brand, M-O-R-S-E. And this machine, I picked this one up fairly recently, and the reason for that is in lieu of all the straight stitch machines that I restore, because I have so many people who want, you know, something like a classic Singer or one of the Japanese machines that has good, strong, straight stitching. And many of you, that's all you need. But some of you have told me that you really would like to have ZigZag capability. And if that is the case, then this is a great example of it. It has a very strong 1-amp motor. And as you will see when I start doing some test stitching on it for you guys, I've already been doing some, but I wanted to let you see it perform. You may note that it is remarkably strong and extra quiet. I never know, because machines all have certain sounds they're supposed to make, and this one is particularly on the quiet side. It just may have to do with how it was engineered. And of course, you have feed dog drop on the front. You have your reverse. You have the stitch length and the stitch width for ZigZag, and you got a little indicator window here and all these little quasar stylized 1950s starbursts. It's really kind of a fun example of 1950s styling, which you also see on automobiles. Oh, you see it on appliances and all sorts of household goods. Let's see. I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start with a straight stitch, and you can see me operating that. Let's see. Again, there will be a full list of everything that was done to the machine, and as standard for my overhauls, I was able to remove the lid. I went in behind all the little knobs and dials you see, and I cleaned and re-lubricated the metal parts that are really the working parts behind these. And I do that to make sure that the knobs will work properly. So this is stitch length. I'm going to come all the way over to the left to get the longest stitch length. And this is spring-loaded, so if you turn this knob counterclockwise, it loosens, and if you keep turning, it goes all the way down to straight stitch. Very easy to operate. So I'm going to, by the way, one thing I wanted to mention about this machine that is unusual, virtually every sewing machine that I have come across in the years doing these vintage overhauls, either they have a light switch under here, a number of brands do, or it has a light switch on the left. Or by the 1970s, you see a lot of the machines such as Kenmore's where there is no light switch. When you plug it in, the light comes on. But this one is different. It has the light switch right here. And I almost ended up, it didn't come on, and I thought, oh, the light bulb's burned out. I keep spares. But as it turns out, the light switch is over here, so you just turn it to the right, and you can see the light just came on. We have some nice daylight today, so I won't be using it, but I thought that was quite interesting to sort of look at. You have, of course, your tension adjustment here, pressure foot adjustment here. And let's see what it'll do for us here with again, I'm going to use a long straight stitch. See if I can kind of focus in on the sewing area a bit. Just remarkably quiet, pretty amazing. And again, all machines will have a certain sound they make, and they're supposed to make some sound. What they're supposed to do just really depends. I'm going to come over here. We'll do another straight. I'm going to get it over. And then I'm going to see. This is 2 layers of denim. Then I'm going to come here and just to show you she can sew a lot faster than what I'm demonstrating. But I do like the fact that you have nice needle control. Virtually all singers give you great needle control for slow speed. However, other machines vary in terms of how slow that you can control the needle, but this is really nice. And this, of course, is the original, what is the word I'm looking for? Foot controller. It wouldn't come to my brain for some reason. Now, we'll come over here and we will do some zigzag. Let's see, and I'll show you how I adjust that. So, pressure foot's down. We're going to stay on the long stitch length, but we want to come up here and the little indicator shows us, I zoom in so you guys can kind of see that. The indicator on the front, this little window, it actually shows you as I push this way, you can see, I'll show this to you. As you push down on the lever, the little indicator keeps coming up and it shows you can get wider and wider zigzags. So if I come all the way up, I'm going to have the widest zigzag, but remember it's spring loaded. So I need to take this dial and turn it back clockwise until it stops, and then it locks it in. Okay, it works on a big spring. So I'll start with my needle down. I have a size 14 needle in this particular machine. And of course you see it hopping back and forth. Zigzag was a really big deal in the 1950s, late 40s, early 50s. The Necke company originally brought it to home sewing machines in North America. But before that, it had just been in industrial machines. And remember, people did not have sergers back then. So this was a pretty exciting innovation at the time. And many of you still find it useful. I'm going to cut the thread tails here, get them out of our way. Okay, so I am now going to, I'll keep the width of the zigzag, but I'm going to shorten the stitch over here. And this will give us a chance to see another variation that you have at your fingertips, if you so desire. This machine comes in a carrying case, by the way. Well, let's get focused back down here in the sewing area. So I've still got the wide zigzag, and I've shortened the stitch length. I've got a universal needle here. I won't go any faster than that. Jean's needle would be better if you were going to sew, sew some denim. This machine, if any of you see it in the listing at Kijiji and you would like to come and try it out or see me demonstrate it for you, you're welcome to do so. And I'll show you the stitches. So this is the top side. Hopefully we've got some good light in here. Getting stitches on camera sometimes can be a little dubious. Okay, so you can see the straight stitches that I made. This is the wide, this was also on long stitch and the wide zigzag. And down here, I basically narrowed the zigzag by shortening the stitch. And if we turn it over, you'll see the same thing. A really nice balanced stitch, very strong machine. I can do a lot more with this. I could do garment leather. I could do more layers of denim, or just, garment weight cotton fabrics as well. So again, this is the Arrow Stitchmaster. It is all metal, and it is the strong silent type. Maybe that should be the name of the video here. Again, this comes in a carrying case. It will come with 2 vintage bobbins. If you have any questions or would like to set up a time to see it, let me know. And for any of you, as I mentioned in the video I have that'll play later, is when I first got this, if you have a 1950s machine, let me know what you think about it. Share your comments below, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.